All right, so this is our interview with Debbie O'Hara's experience with the West Nile encephalitis virus. And she's going to start with the history of her mosquito bite and talk about the physical trauma as well as hospitalization, recovery, and where you are today.
Hi. A year ago, I was diagnosed with West Nile virus encephalitis. I had been outside in Chicago at dusk on my son's patio, and the next day I noticed a raised red bump, very tender on this arm. Didn't know it was a mosquito bite or anything like that. The next day or two, I had severe nausea. I was in bed all day. Then I woke up the following morning. I couldn't move my right arm, and I could barely walk. I had my husband take me to the emergency room, and they didn't know what to do with me. I got a fever of over 104 for about 4 days. My children were all told to come right away, that I might die. I don't remember much. I know they did a spinal tap and they sent it to the Cleveland Clinic, and it came back with positive for West Nile virus. When I did finally come out of it, I couldn't lift either of my arms. I couldn't walk. My speech was slurred, and I couldn't hold up my head. After 10 days in the hospital, pretty much just laying there, I was sent in an ambulance to Shirley Ryan Ability Lab in Chicago. It's as an inpatient there, and they started me with physical therapy, occupational therapy, and breathing. Oh, the other part was that my breathing wasn't good either when I was in the hospital. They almost had to put me on a ventilator. So all I know was by the 10 days after I was in the hospital, I had lost 30 pounds, and I was paralyzed. And I was exhausted. I just wanted to sleep. But they kept coming for me 3 times a day. I had OT, PT, speech, and they wouldn't let you sleep. You had to go. And I wasn't doing very well because my brain wasn't functioning too well either. So they would give me instructions on what to do, and I couldn't even remember what I was supposed to do. I couldn't remember how I was supposed to move one leg in front of the other. They had me in a harness. They had me hooked up to those electrical stimulators and all of that. And after 2 weeks, they had kind of given up on me because I just didn't have any energy or strength. And I was told that I all of a sudden perked up a bit. And I started to learn how to walk again. That was the first thing. And couldn't get up out of the wheelchair. To my frustration, couldn't go to the bathroom by myself. I was a fall risk. I couldn't get in and out of bed because I couldn't lift my right leg. My right side was hit much worse than my left. So I had to have a sling to lift my leg up into the bed. And but by the time I left the hospital, I was walking up and down stairs very carefully. I was walking. I was talking. I could hold my head up, but it still felt like it weighed 50 pounds. And I was sent home and sent to an outpatient facility for 6 weeks. During that time, my walking got better. I finally, after 2.5 months, was able to get up off a chair by myself and a toilet, which was a huge accomplishment. And and this arm I could lift maybe this high. This arm I couldn't lift at all, and I could barely wiggle my fingers. And then I came home to Florida, and I called Jim the minute I got here. I think I actually texted him before I got here because he had helped me through a back injury, a broken wrist, and other things, and I thought maybe he can help me. And that's the end of my part.
Yes, so here's
Okay.
where we are today. So
Okay.
come to standing for us, Deb. So Debbie's going to come to standing. And as far as functionality goes, where have we gotten to with so we had paralysis on the right arm side
And leg.
and leg both, and now where are we at with both of those?
Well, I can lift my arm and move it around. I can, open the refrigerator door, and I can stir the cream in my coffee. I can put a ponytail in my hair. And I can get on an elliptical machine, and I can walk 2 miles, and
So we're getting things back together.
Yes.
And we have been working together. So I've been working with Debbie for since December of last year. So like December 7th, I believe, is when I first saw you. And it's now like September 17th. So whatever that is in terms of time
Yeah.
frame.
every week.
Yeah, so every week. We're going to talk briefly about my role with helping Debbie in her West Nile recovery and what I do from a perspective of neuromuscular work